room changed.
Telling you as a man, and I gotta hold you accountable. If I were to ever see you put a hand on a woman, it'd be a hard time for me to see that, Charleston. Just real shit.
Just be willing to go to jail or go to hell. If you get it, in fact, me and my nigga, that go my brother, you better leave me alone by me and my nigga, you better go home. Nigga, that's me and my hoe. You better stay out of this.
And then,
That's
boom.
how niggas.
That's cool.
Me or you got it about this.
And it's chances.
And now both our mamas sad.
The Vegas odds got me winning that fight.
Man, this ain't about no fight, nigga. We got the behind my. You interfering with me and
you
my.
You don't love her.
Nigga, I love my.
How you gonna love her and you gonna put your hands on her?
Same reason you whoop your kids and tell them you love them and this why you doing this.
No.
It ain't no difference.
This is when the energy in the room changed.
Telling you as a man, and I gotta hold you accountable. If I were to ever see you put a hand on a woman, it'd be a hard time for me to see that, Charleston. Just real shit.
Just be willing to go to jail or go to hell. If you get it, in fact, me and my nigga, that go my brother, you better leave me alone by me and my nigga, you better go home. Nigga, that's me and my hoe. You better stay out of this.
And then, boom.
That's how niggas.
That's cool.
Me or you got it about this.
And it's chances.
And now both our mamas sad.
The Vegas odds got me winning that fight.
Man, this ain't about no fight, nigga. We got the behind my. You interfering with me and
you
my.
You don't love her.
Nigga, I love my.
How you gonna love her and you gonna put your hands on her?
Same reason you whoop your kids and tell them you love them and this why you doing this.
No.
It ain't.
I am in 100% agreement with Charleston White on this one. Even though he say some outlandish, stuff, but Charleston White be, he be on it, and then he be off. I just saw a video, this brother out of the Chicago camp. Let me just go to it right quick. Bear with me. Kuala, I keep on pronouncing the name wrong. Kuala. Daniel would not stop judgment of the Lord, and I want to just play because Charleston White. He don't think that America, they're not going to bomb America. And we all know that, it's scripture that this kingdom will fall to the dust. So I just want to play, like I said, he has some good points and he has some off points. So let me just play this off point right quick on behalf of Charleston, just to let you know that he is not of the elect. Because if he was of the elect, he'll be speaking what the apostles are speaking in brothers on down, from elders on down, saying, we'll be one body. He's not of the body because he's contrary against the Bible, and also he's contrary against the Israelites. He did a video some time ago talking harsh about the Israelites. So he's a 2/3, but like I said, he speak truth, and a lot of times he just, he's off. So let me just go ahead and find this part and then go back to my, go back to the subject at hand.
We're not at war. We're repositioning and reshifting. Hey. So, nigga, there's no war that's happening. This is propaganda, not war. Nobody's gonna blow up.
That's what a man with no understanding would say, that this is propaganda. This is war. When there's hundreds and thousands of people dying and they're bombing, that's war. He don't want war because he wants Babylon to continue so that he can continue making his, $10 to $15, maybe $20,000, checks here and there here in Babylon, so he can, talk mess to, embarrass or belittle, someone, because this is what he do. He's an act. He's an act. ACT. with a OR. Let's say actor. That's pretty much. He don't want his act, to be taken away from him. That's his bread and butter. I don't know what else he does. He's some type of community person or whatever. Like I said, I'm not trying to down his business or anything like that, what he do, but he loved Babylon. We want out of here. We don't care anything about a check. Listen, salvation is greater than Esau check. Being in the truth, you're going to have a kingdom mindset. You know what? I might make 2 videos of this here. I might just, oh, yeah. But, yeah. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm just going to stick with what I got at hand, but it's just in the spirit, right? So let me just play the rest of this and I'm going to go back.
America, because our enemies need us. They send their food here. We buy their beef. We buy their chicken. We buy their pork. We buy their noodles. Why would they blow us up? And we buy all the drugs they send in here to send the money back to them. Every drug made in the world, America buys 90% of the world's drugs, if not 95%. We provide.
He said our enemies need us. You got to understand, your enemy, right along with the strangers, that's in unity with our enemy, which is Esau, Edom. And we at the bottom, we're buying from them. We work for Esau so that he can make his riches. We get a penny off his $5. That's not surviving. That's not winning. That's not coming up. You still at the bottom. Then he bring his heathen partners over here, the heathen nation, and Esau give them grants to come in our neighborhood and take from us, and we buy from them also, and they take their money and send it to their people back home. Why would you want this to continue? We at the bottom. At the bottom.
They make money because our politics. The people here love to go overseas and kids and boys. You think they finna stop that? You think they release all the kids from Jeffrey Epstein Island? They still got an island with some kids.
And you gotta understand that we are in the land of the wickedness. Esau, the border of wickedness. This is what he loved, and also 2/3 of our people participate in that wicked stuff, because 2/3 of our people somewhat envy Esau. Esau have engulfed some of our people to be sinful like him. Prime example, back in the 70s, you had Edomite men, movie stars that will put a pill or whatever and women drink to drug them. And they still do today. But you had a lot of Edomite men that was doing that. Then 2/3 of our people, movie stars, I ain't got to call no name, because this particular man, which was in every so-called every black, so-called black and brown family homes all through the 70s and 80s and part of the 90s. He was a father figure to a lot of people. He had got caught, or supposedly had got caught during that time, because Esau was doing it, and he followed the ways of Esau, putting pills and people drinking, drugging them, and having their way with them. But who got in trouble? Had 30 women to come down on this so-called black man from allegation from the 70s. But Esau, as the Bible says, Psalm 73, he's not in trouble like other men. It's easy to come down and hurt your own, just like these gangs in the inner cities, and in the South. We're quick to come on our own, hurt our own, unalive our own. But when they come down to Esau walk in your fucking neighborhood and nothing happen. But let a brother from the other side of town walk in your neighborhood. Where you from? What set you from? See, that's the curse that we're under. But like I said, I don't mean to go too far in left field. So let's go back to the video.
So, nigga, there's no war that's happening. This is propaganda. It's not war. Nobody's gonna blow up America because
I'm gonna end it right there because he just going back to Charleston White saying the same thing over again. So yeah, Charleston White, he's off on that. We know that I think in Revelation, let's go to it. Revelation 21, if I'm not mistaken, where the merchants. Just bear with me. It might be 20. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm thinking it might be 18 or 19, one of these scriptures. Okay. Just bear with me. I'm going to get it. Here it is, 18. It said, and all the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore. He talking about, America is going to, they not going to do away with bomb America. We buy all their products and stuff like that, and they drug, but they going to mourn. Why are they going to mourn? And here's all the products right here, verse 12. The merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones, and the pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all dying wood, and all thy manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble. Continuing on, we're going to see why, they're going to be, crying. And it says this right here. 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her. See, America made these countries rich by buying their products, right? Shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls. And those are the merchandise, that Babylonians, buy from these countries, make these countries rich, right? It says here, 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto that great city? So, that great smoke is that fire, that judgment that's going to come on Babylon. You can continue reading on and reading on, So just to prove that point right there, but, that's what he offered. Now, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to this here. And this is going to be like a 2-part. I'm going to make this here quick also. But let me just play this here again so that we can get back
When the
to the subject at hand.
when the energy in the room changed.
Telling you as a man, and I gotta hold you accountable. If I were to ever see you put a hand on a woman, it'd be a hard time for me to see that, Charleston. Just real shit.
Just be willing to go to jail or go to hell. If you get in fact me and my nigga, that go my brother, you better leave me alone by me and my nigga, you better go home. Nigga, it's me and my hoe. You better stay out of this.
And then,
That's
boom.
how niggas,
That's cool.
me or you gotta about this.
And it's chances.
And now both our
the
mamas sad.
The
'Cause
Vegas,
nigga-
the
Nah,
Vegas
man.
odds got me winning that fight.
Man, this ain't about no fight, nigga. We got the behind my. You interfering with me and
You
my.
don't love her.
Nigga, I love my.
How you gonna love her and you gonna put your hands on her?
Same reason you whoop your kids and tell them you love them, and this why you doing this.
No.
It ain't no difference.
This is when the energy in the room changed.
There you have it. There you have it. Let me just take this
When the
on
energy
back,
in the room changed.
and we
when
can
the
get right into it. Now, this is where he's right. Because we don't know what's going on between a man and a woman. When you see a couple walking down the street, you don't know if they 3 months behind on their rent and the landlord just being very patient with them, and the next month he said, hey, y'all got to get out of here, y'all 4 months behind, I've been kind to you, and y'all have to sleep in your car now. When you see a couple, you don't know if they are on the brink of killing each other at home, but out in public they smiling in front of you, and they talking cordially to everyone. But when they go home behind closed doors, you don't know what's going on. It's just like, with our people, your mom and dad, they ain't, they're not making enough money, but, they keep clean clothes, keep it iron, keep it starched, keep it smelling good. Your mama put cologne on you, and you got a nice haircut and stuff like that. And you walk outside your door and people think you got money. But you know how to look good in public. But at home, that outfit that you just wore going out somewhere, that's probably the only outfit you got. The rest of it is all shabby clothes with holes in it, stains in it. And those are clothes that you wear around the house to play or to do yard work or whatever. You don't know the issue between the man and the woman and his family. And you have so many brothers, like this brother right here, that will jump in the way, jump in the man's business because that man is disciplining his woman, or they get into a fight and he see it, he gonna come and, be favor, HOES, HOE. And that right there will get him in worlds of trouble. And that could be very well his judgment. He can die getting in between a man and his woman. It's almost like a man coming home, catching his woman dealing with another man, adulterous act, adultery. He ain't caring about you, begging for your life. No, he gonna take you out. So it's almost the same thing. You jumping in the way of my woman, almost like you defending her. No, I'm the defender. I'm the defender and I'm the checker. If I had to check my woman, then that's just what it is. But in this society, if you do that for a physical, altercation or whatever, we know that the man is going to go to jail. So the best thing to do, don't hit her. Leave her alone. See, but when we're in our kingdom, we can check our women. And if it came down to discipline for us whooping our woman, that's what we did. Just like what Charleston White said, ain't no different from you whooping your kids. And you tell them that you love them because you want them to act right. And some people say, well, she grown. Well, let me tell you this right here. For discipline, for a girl, her discipline get cut off at a very young age. For discipline, for a boy, from his parents, normally will be around about 14, 15, 16. Old school parents. But that disciplinary don't stop. He got the police in front of him, and they are more harsh on man than females. If there's all came between a man and a woman, who they gonna attack and deal with first? That man. Women are protected. That's why they do what they do. They jump in your face. They act like they're a man. They act like, they can whoop you because they know that they are protected. That will give them the power to do what they do. But going back to this man right here, there have been a lot of men that died fighting behind a woman. And that's not, if it's not your woman, that's not a good thing to do. You don't get in a man business. Again, when a man is being checked by another man over his woman, it's almost like, and I just said it, with Proverbs 6, when this woman is almost like his woman dealing with another man. Why would you step up and try to protect her, and I'm the one that's supposed to be doing it? So you messing with that man's ego in front of his woman, and you can get seriously hurt behind it. Let me just read that proverb. And forgive me if I'm everywhere, but just in the spirit. Let's go down to Proverbs 6 and 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lack understanding. He that does it destroy his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of man, therefore he will not spare the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So I'm just saying, if it's almost like a man, it's almost like when another man jumps in a situation between a man and a woman, it's almost like that man and that woman have committed adultery. You're going to be in a state of rage. That's not your business. Let's go to a Proverb 30 and 18. It says here, there'll be three things which are too wonderful for me, four which I know not. So again, there'll be three things which are too wonderful for me, four which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air. We've seen how, eagles, they can soar, they can fly, gracefully in the air, right? And fly very high. Eagles can get up there. It says the way of a serpent upon a rock. You see snakes, how they bask in the sun, almost like they trying to get a tan. Or you see them slithering on rocks and stuff like that. We know how that is. We've seen it before, The way of a ship in the midst of the sea. You see the ship, as it turn the rudder and it go to the right or go to the left. You see the ship go up and down due to the high wave, the high wave of the ocean. So, we know and we see that. We know how that operate, right? And the way of a man with his maid, that's one thing that you do not know. You don't know what's going on between them. You know, and if I was Charleston White, I would have told this man right here, what if you came home and your son is with his stepmother? You know, you dated a woman for a while, and now you feel comfortable to leave her with your son. And you come home one day and you catch your woman in a foul act, and she, let's say SA your son, from behind, and with some object, and he's screaming and crying and bleeding, and she see you coming for her, and she, run out the room through another door out the house, and you catch her. What you gonna do? Let's say you catch her in the house and she couldn't get away. What you gonna do? Hold her until the police come? I already know what I would do. I ain't gonna say it on here. But let's say that she left out the house. Now she out in the streets. And you catch her. And you start taking care of your business. Then some guy come. You ain't supposed to hit no female. See, he don't know the situation. If that were his son, he'll be doing the same thing. So now you got 3, 4, 5 guys fighting the man that's trying to protect his son. And these guys, they don't know what's going on. But this woman that got caught, now she gonna scream and she gonna play victim. And she just manipulated 5 guys to come and attack you. Now what if they seriously put him in the hospital and he's never right? Mentally, he's never right, because now these guys today, Jake, love to play football with your head. Almost like they want to kick a field goal in your head. And let's say you healed up, but you're not right mentally. You in a coma for a damn year. And you wake up and you don't have no memory of your son. You don't know nothing. Or let's say that you died. And then it all come out that the woman that you was saving, Captain Saver, HOE, she was in the wrong. She SA'd a 5-year-old boy. Now, what you niggers, you stupid, simp, ass, you know what? What you gonna do now? How you gonna explain to that boy as he get older, how did his daddy get effed up, or how did he die? Because 2 things is gonna happen. He gonna get effed up severely, or there's a big chance getting beat up by 5 guys this man can pass on. Now what you gonna tell that boy when he get older? See, now they can't say nothing. You stuck because of what mama, grandmama, your auntie, what TV, told you. Some of those simp men tell you not to hit a woman. See, there's reason for whooping on everybody, not just, men. Hell, everybody when you are out of bounds. It's just this society here uplift women and they down men in situations like this here. A woman, she can go and she can hate, she can throw all her haymakers, let all her anger out on a man, and nobody, not even a woman, would come over there and stop her. Not even a guy would come over there and stop her. But soon when he had enough and he attacked back, then it's all messed up. And I hate this right here. You know, when a woman say, "Well, I commend you for being a man for not hitting back." You take that shit somewhere else. I commend you for being a man not hitting back, but your ass sit back and you filmed and you didn't even jump in there to keep that man from getting hit. Women, you're not doing the same thing a man would do. A man would jump and protect your honor, but you see a woman hitting on a man, y'all women won't get up and do nothing. You sit back and look. So a lot of you simps, y'all need to take heed of what these women doing. Because they ain't saving your ass when you get whooped on. So sit back and watch them get whooped. And if it's bad or whatever, the only thing that a simp need to do is just pick up the phone and call 911 if you don't want to see the woman, you know, get blasted. But once you jump in, you ain't innocent. And you can lose your life and get taken away from your family, from your woman. And how your woman gonna feel you out there fighting a man over another woman? She gonna feel that you probably effing with her. Boy, I'm telling you, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm about to say, I hope and pray that I'm part of the elect because just like Apostle Tahal said, he's gonna jump over Edom just to get to Jake. Get him out the way. Well, I'm gonna end it right there. I done went a little bit too far. So hopefully this was edifying. See you on the next lesson. Shalom. Mind your business.
Let go of my arm.
No, what I need.
Let go of my arm.
Oh, no disrespect.
Thank
no
you.
No disrespect. I thank you for what you said. Look, son, why don't you go on? What you got there? Range Rover? Son. Why don't you go and get back in your Range Rover, man?
Yo, don't be trying to blow up the spot, all right?
Look, I'm not trying to disrespect you. Huh? I didn't hear what you said. Huh? What you said?
DeAndre!
You can't talk now, huh?
Do let go. Let go of my arm.
No, what I need.
Let go of my arm.
Oh, no disrespect.
Thank you.
No disrespect. I thank you for what you said. Look, son, why don't you go on? What you got there? Range Rover? Son. Why don't you go and get back in your Range Rover, man?
Yo, don't be trying to blow up the spot, all right?
Look, I'm not trying to disrespect you. Huh? I didn't hear what you said. Huh? What you said?
DeAndre!
You can't talk now, huh?
Shalom. This what a lot of simps need. You want to be captive saving hoe. That what your ass need. Mind your fucking business.